Our story begins where we last left off in the middle of Under Io. Bronn has recently received word of a dangerous threat, a deadly dragon in the northern parts of Kathos. Bronn, who has his... Oh, hold on, let me put the note there. Bronn, what is your order called again? It's not the Radiance.
The Faithful.
The Faithful. Put that right there in my notes. Bronn, behind the scenes after the finale of All King, has been inspiring the masses and the people over in the Kingdom of Lwendalin, a coastal kingdom located to the south of Kathos. Lwendalin, historically, once upon a time became a deep religious kingdom because of its last All King Tenebrom, who believed strongly in the faithful of Div, in the radiant light. Bronn, who ended up being Tenebrom's closest friend, almost brother without bloodline, was sided with the All King in the hopes to spread the radiance and the good word of Div. It wasn't until Bronn's own history that some events occurred. The fallen heroes defeated Div and Void, and Bronn was left alone, without faith, without friend, and without kingdom. 500 years has passed, and he has been tossed into some events in the hopes to maybe bring back and restore things from the old days, because as Bronn has observed, not a lot of good has happened with the fall of the gods, specifically with the fall of Div, and is now currently trying to bring Div back. Is that safe to say, Bronn, or at least bring back some form of radiance back to the good old days? Yeah, and because of that, Bronn, who is still touched by Div and been given a piece of radiant energy seated within Bronn's very, very soul, continues to preach his faith, and in the hopes that one day this world may see the radiant light again. And so, as mentioned before, Bronn's been making some headway over in Lwendalin, has actually become a recognized religion amongst the people, even if it's not amongst the Senate itself, which obviously has caused a little bit of political turmoil over in the Kingdom of Lwendalin, but that's, nothing to worry about there. The faithless shall fall, yada, yada, yada. But Bronn has acquired the aid of 4 very powerful and very divine heroes, perhaps his own heroes, within the faithful. Names and titles withstanding, I would leave it up to you of what you'd like to name yourselves within the campaign. But currently, the setting, the beginning, you are currently on a, what's the word?
Airship?
Well, not the airship. That's not the word I'm looking for. The sky. No, I know we're in the sky. What's the word when,
Crusade.
Oh, no. Yeah, I like where your mind's at, but that's not where we're going. What's the word where, a cop runs out in the street and, opens a door and says, I'm commandeering. Yes, there it is. I figured it out. Bronn has commandeered this airship. Okay,
so it's like this, and then you do,
yeah, that's the one. Bronn has commandeered this airship to the Sidsworth Mining and Aeronautics from an airship pilot known as Lawrence, who has recently returned. And Lawrence, a dwarf. Within Io itself, dwarves are incredibly rare, so Lawrence is a sight to behold. Is currently flying you guys to the northern part of Kathos because of rumors of a Void Dracolich raised from the dead, specifically a dragon that Bronn had slain once upon a time, 500 years ago. So, you guys are currently flying north in the hopes to what's dead be kept dead. And, you're currently flying north. So, we shall start from the one who's leading this crusade, this commandeered crusade, I suppose. Lawman, why don't you introduce yourself and the character that you'll be playing? May introduce and say as much as you want about yourself and your character.
Hello, I'm Lawman. I'm a streamer. I have been playing this character Bronn, offline campaign and streamed campaigns for like I think around 3 years now. And he is a devout, holy and righteous boy, and he has certainly his own flaws, but in his mind, he is full lawful good, and he is doing the best he can to help the people, and his latest exploits have brought him to this moment, as Brett recapped, and now he's just looking to slay a nasty evil dragon, and the description of the characters, he would be like a brownish blonde hair, this thick but pretty well trimmed beard. At this point now, after so much time, he has these braids on either side. He's got shining plate armor. He's very clean, and he carries the All King's Maul on his back, which is this very ornate war maul that was once carried by the king. And he's just a very handsome boy. He's showing signs of age, but for a 500-year-old, he don't look half bad. It's clearly frozen the aging process at some point.
Don't look half bad at all. Over here on the side, Summer, why don't you introduce yourself and the character that you'll be playing?
Hi, I'm SummersSalt. I am exhausted and filled with stress and anxiety. It's been a long fucking week!
Nodders.
For this campaign, I'm playing Avery. He is a flumpkin that is not fully integrated yet. He's getting there, though. For anyone familiar with Under Io, he's one of the miners that got lost under Io. He never did find his parents.
No.
He is a beautiful... God damn it. He's 15 years old, and his flump that is attached to his back is now his legal guardian. He's kind of moody and edgy, and every once in a while the flump on his back has things to say, and her name is Abigail, and she's very charismatic, and she's like, "This is my son."
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
I love the southern accent.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cue the flump music a lot when Abigail's talking, because oh boy, she's charismatic.
Mama.
It's like Miss Minutes.
By the light.
Excellent. Very, very good. Just continuing down the freaking.
That moment when you realize that you're the comedic relief character.
By the light. Continuing down the Discord overlays. Tom, why don't you introduce yourself and the character that you'll be playing?
My name is Tom Fawkes. I'm a streamer, let's player, and all-around silly man. I'm playing myself. No, I did not say Siri. I'm playing myself Gorman Bulgra, or as he likes to be known as Gore. He was a former gang leader, but fell on very hard times when his entire gang was killed while he was away, and joined the clergy, joined this order to try to pick himself back up. He's taken an oath of vengeance and became a paladin, and is now just traveling along with these guys, doing good and looking for whoever was responsible for the death of his entire gang.
Yeah, that's some divine righteousness.
Half orc.
Half orc.
I'm also not sure how well the nickname Gore is gonna fit into the clergy here.
Blessed Gore.
People are probably gonna call him by his full name of Gorman, but he prefers Gore.
All right. Moving down the line, Mr. SciFri, why don't you introduce yourself and the character that you'll be playing? I will be revealing your art next week once it is
Yeah,
finished.
it's still being worked on.
Yeah.
I mean, I have the temp art if you wanted to show that.
Would you like me to show that, or would you like me to wait?
Sure, go for it.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna need a second. Please cue the music.
I can send it into Discord.
Oh yeah, just send it in the Discord. That'd appreciate that. So I'm not digging around.
I tried to add it to the Roll20 sheet, but I didn't have enough file space because I canceled my Pro subscription.
Hell yeah. I mean, you don't.
Because I moved to Foundry.
Oh wait, I already had it. Haha.
Yeah.
Got it. I'm a professional. I promise you.
Ronaldinho soccer.
Once we get started, it's gonna go a lot smoother. But hey, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us the character that you're playing?
Yeah, I'm SciFri. I'm a professional internet nobody.
Hey, no, SciFri, no.
No self-slamming here.
That's my
No.
job.
Let
That's
yourself
my-
up.
We don't do that. We don't do
You
that.
son of a bitch.
All right, I guess I'm gonna have to hold your fucking hand through this. SciFri, what do you do on the internet? I understand you also do D&D.
I do one D&D a game a week for my friends. I'm not like a full-time DM or anything like that.
What time do you do it, and what's the game called?
Fridays at 9 p.m. EST. It's called The Southern Front. It's a gritty military campaign where I've designed custom warfare rules for the PCs.
That sounds really fucking cool. Continue, SciFri.
The character that I'm
Elaborate.
playing today is called Lyle Carbine. His backstory is that he was a battle priest in the Lenduin military. But seeing as faith in the kingdom has been rapidly deteriorating, he turned to the light and joined the faithful as a mercenary.
Hell yeah. What I'm talking about right there. Nods and Bronn. Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. By the light, man.
Shit.
Hell
All right. And then last.
Oh, sorry,
but
language.
but certainly not least, Monty, why don't you introduce yourself and the character that you'll be playing?
Hi, I'm MontyGlu. I'm the token Canadian. I'm I am the DM for the Unexpectables over at the twitch.tv/unexpectables, as well as the Prince Division. And I am playing Hierophant, the Warforged Order cleric. She is very tall, probably about 6'5", very lean, almost like a beanpole. And is very quiet in demeanor, very rarely speaks or talks, but seems to be kind of following Bronn, a bit like a lost puppy for reasons a bit unknown, but overall seems to be a good soul, likes the light, isn't as by the light as everybody else, perhaps, but shows devotion in other means. But yeah, very nun-like entity that has been following along here.
Okay. So, thank you very much, Monty. That was a excellent plug. Very, very good plug. Looks at Sai. Sai, you're gonna have to plug your stuff next week. That's right. Homework.
Think about how you want to try this again. We'll have session one.
We'll do introductions next week. Why don't you work on yours?
How can you put a more positive spin on yourself?
Yeah. So, you continue to fly to the north. As mentioned before, the continent of Kathos itself is rich in history, and I think Bronn, because I don't think Bronn has been anywhere else out within the planet of Io, has mostly kept to the continent of Kathos.
Yes, sir.
So as far as the prime timeline goes, do a thonk. I think it's been about a couple of this. So this is a couple of months before the prime timeline. Prime timeline, by the way, is the equivalent of what is the current game. Like all the games are on a similar timeline. And you guys are a little more behind because of certain events that are about to happen. But
They
yeah,
get 2-day shipping in the prime timeline.
Not
Not anymore.
Not anymore. No. Cries real life. So, you guys are currently flying over to the north, and oh, here we go. Let me give a little more. The airship that you're currently flying across You're on the roof and the ceiling itself as the coal engines and the power that power this airship continues to let you remain afloat. You've been flying now for over a week. Bronn, you actually recall doing this sort of journey not on an airship but on foot over 500 years ago, where on foot and horseback the journey took you a month to reach northern Kathos all the way to Gwendolyn. However, by the aid of the Sidsworth airship, you believe you'll be arriving in a matter of half of that, as you're currently flying over through the north, keeping it a smooth sailing. It's been about
these newfangled inventions. Who's making all these?
It's been about a week's time since you've been on the airship itself, flying to the north. And yeah, what would you guys be doing in the meanwhile while you're awaiting your travel, completing your journey?
Is the rest of the crew below deck?
Yes, they will be below deck, and we're actually going to go and talk a bit more about that a little later, of who exactly you're taking when it comes between soldiers as well as artisans and craftsmen. That's going to help set up camp once you arrive over at the ruins of Haven, an ancient village that Bronn once remembered over 500 years ago. That may actually be a good landing site. Close enough. It's close enough where you would be able to arrive over at the Void Draco Lich's lair, but far enough that you may remain safe. It is also a village that is not on most modern-day maps, and that's because over 500 years ago, it was destroyed by a green dragon. Bronn, being the only one that was alive during that time, would be the only one that has knowledge of that, thus making it an excellent and hidden location for a camp. And explanation.
Nice.
So yeah, is there anything that you guys are currently doing above deck, above board?
Well, you know that Bronn would be stoically looking over the front of the airship ahead.
And Lawrence would absolutely continue to be looking forward, almost past Bronn, focusing on the travel ahead as an esteemed and knowledgeable airship pilot. I'm just gonna kind of go through here. Hierophant, what are you usually doing during idle time?
I'm sleeping. I'm standing and I look like I'm alert, but I'm actually sleeping at the moment with my staff at my side, just standing like a statue.
How often? So, would you say that Hierophant is not someone who, not takes advantage, but that doesn't do anything mundane with idle time? It's kind of more of a you utilize the time that you would do.
In the sense that she would take time to just kind of meditate and think. She definitely is a sit and think kind of character who oftentimes, like, there'll be a loud room and she's still quiet in the corner and looks as serene as in a quiet chamber or hall. She kind of keeps his composure, but she does like to slip in a few stasis sort of naps in between just to keep her strength at best. And at the same time, it's just keeping an eye on the 15-year-old who is near the edge of the ship, as well as the half-orc who is near the edge of the ship and is kind of relaying incidences like, what would happen if they were to fall off that? Could I salvage that? Could I save them? Kind of running scenarios through her head at the moment, not really having much to do else with her idle time.
Since you are the first Warforged player currently in the online campaign's bio, how would Hierophant actually calculate that? Would you actually have like your own sort of like, what's it like? Does Hierophant have an imagination when processing these potentials, or is it just more like computing like an actual computer would do? Like, how would you describe like Hierophant's imagination or mental space?
Oh God, put the pressure on me, Brett. Jesus. What do robots think about, Monty?
Hey,
They dream of electric sheep. Here we go.
Monty, your seasoned DM, I'm throwing you to the wolves.
I know. I'm good. No, it's good.
Yeah.
Hierophant calculates it more of like less of like, oh, X, Y equals Z, and more like, you know, if we were to lose, say, Gore at the moment, what in my power would I have to do to make up for this incident, or what could we do to salvage this incident, more or less. It's more like strategy and theorem on probability, and less like X plus Y equals Z. It's more like playing the scenario out in her mind as if it were to happen, but it doesn't actually happen, and she's just more like playing with the idea, like a dream in a way. Like, oh, I don't think this is going to happen, but what if it did?
Well, what if
let's
it did?
apply that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And then
you do notice very unflinchingly she stares a lot, and she doesn't have eyelids, so her gaze is unflinching. But for the most part, she very much is quiet, and her intentions are a little bit of a mystery.
You don't really have pupils either, so it's hard to tell where you're looking.
He said, Gore says, turning around over to Hierophant. Where is Hierophant actually looking right now? So when Hierophant's doing these like processing of like potential scenarios, is Hierophant actually looking at the individual processing this, or is Hierophant like staring forward but has like the visual range to like look at each person?
You know the sentries from Team Fortress 2, how they gently would set back and forth
Amazing.
a little bit? The head just kind of does that.
Amazing. All right, so Hierophant's currently in like a sentry idle mode. Is that correct?
And Gore, what did Gore say to me again?
You don't have pupils, so it's hard to tell where you're looking.
Does this upset you?
Yes.
It's hard to hold a conversation when it's hard to tell where you're focusing.
I see. I will keep that in mind for future conversation.
Gore, what have you been doing this entire time?
He's anxious, so he's been shadowboxing.
Okay, so he's like shadowboxing off the side of the ship currently.
Maybe not that close to the edge, you know. He had an entire gang die, so he's a little. He's concerned for his own safety as well as the safety of everyone else. So he's not that close to the edge.
Okay. Also, for little RP purposes, and I had to let's go over here. If you select your token and look to the upper left corner, I have a list of macro buttons. There is a flip button, yes, that you can go ahead and do that. The problem is, it seems that the flip command breaks every day. Don't know why. It's just the sandbox goes, and I'm done. And I'm go, okay, all right. So
no more flips today.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Yeah. So
you've hit your flip limit.
So yeah.
There it is.
Who are you? Who are you to limit my flips?
Yeah, so feel free to flip. That is how you flip. And if your flip don't work, let me know and I'll restart the sandbox. But anyways, Gore, please continue. So you're currently shadow boxing just in the middle of the air.
Anybody who's looking on also notices that Gore does not have any weapons or shields equipped. He's just shadow boxing.
He's a pugilist, a bit of a brawler, kind of like there. I don't know why I imagined this, but I imagine how Gore shadow boxes in the air. It's kind of like, you know, that villager meme when he's just like doing the punches and the fighting.
From the Smash trailer?
Yeah. So I kind of currently see that right there. So while you're shadow boxing, Gore, is there anything else that you would be doing, or are you just shadow boxing in the air, just kind of keeping yourself in that physical prime form?
Again, lost a gang, so probably keeping an eye on the younger of the group just to make sure they're not getting in any trouble.
Ah, yes, I see. So everyone's staring at Avery. Perfect.
Yeah,
as you,
I am Team Fortress 2 beeping at the moment.
Oh,
still.
50%. I got you.
Yeah.
So you're currently boxing over onto the airship itself, and I'm just gonna go over to Lyle. I'm gonna do my best to try and get everyone's names, but Lyle, you're what are you doing something cool right now, Lyle?
I would like to make sure that the airship is running at peak efficiency and that the crew has what they need and help where I can.
Oh my lord, Lyle. Lyle, do you have an engineering background of some kind when it comes to the steam technology, or are you just more doing your part to keep everything nice and clean?
I don't, but I can, you know, if somebody tells me what they need, I can try and get it for them.
Fortunately, a Sidsworth airship is
Very dutiful.
Sinsworth airship typically can only handle about a handful of people here and there, so that it can be operated by one person, maybe two if things go awry, or three if it needs to get ready for some sort of like sky pirate action. But because, and Lawman, please correct me on this, Bronn was very insistent that we needed to get over to the northern Kathos regions now, because a giant void dragon is going to threaten the entire continent. We're flying, and we're flying now. Lawrence probably had some sort of objection to it at some point in time to mention that, hey, we can't put all these people in here, and Bronn would probably have stated that that's not his problem.
Those people.
Yep.
Then in that case, I will be over here making a list of all of our supplies.
Excellent. Looking through there. Now, Lawrence himself, as you guys are flying continuously over to the north, Lawrence has just kept a serious and stern face, just sort of doing a job and then getting back, because the goal here, or the idea is the airship will fly north, we'll transfer you over there. Lawrence will then be flying back to go ahead and get some things done to the southern Kathos, and then we'll be flying back north in time. So it would effectively be, now that'll be faster to go up there, but he will return in a month's time, in the hopes that that will be when your crusade has been complete. Actually, no, not a month's time. One moment, please.
Is there like a check I
Calculating.
can make to get sort of like an idea of how much supplies we have, like how long we could last without airship support?
Yeah, I mean, you could go ahead and do a survival check at this point. I will let you know that if you'd like to do a check, you may. But at the same time, Bronn had put the supplies down and planned it very thoroughly, so that you guys are going to last about, and that's where I'm calculating in my mind, where it wouldn't be it definitely wouldn't be a month. It would be a couple of months at least.
Right.
That you guys are flying over at that point. So you definitely would have enough supplies to do that. But more importantly, perhaps the ability to get some farms and some ability to create your own food while you're over in the camping area, in case there was some sort of thing. But you are free to do a survival check if you'd like to go ahead and scan through everything, or even an investigation check. Up to you.
Oh, I already clicked survival, so we're gonna
Okay,
go
would
with
you
that
would
one.
you, would you have? Okay, that works. So 14 survival, as you have been doing now, I would imagine, every day since you've been waiting for the airship to arrive over in the northern Kathos region. Checking your counting all the stuff, checking your list twice, 3 times, 4 times. It almost seems like routine at this point that you continue to calculate. And indeed, there is enough supplies here for 3 months. Over in the area, in case things were to go awry.
Oh, Brett, sorry, I just noticed something. I just clicked through to find my character sheet, and I clicked on the stream. We can't see the rolls on the stream. I'm just
Oh,
seeing
my bad. And that's because, bam. That's because I had to reset so that you guys could flip you. There you go. A 14 was rolled. So thanks for letting me know. 14 was rolled as you, yeah. So you feel once again very confident. There hasn't been anything missing.
Yeah, I'm making sure no one's taking midnight snacks out of the supply crates.
Fortunately, those that have the workers and the foot soldiers of the faithful have been extremely obedient, has been rationing out all their food. One thing you definitely notice about this order is the same thing that perhaps each and every one of you has a feeling of. It's a ting of faith and belief that you guys are doing the right thing, and that not only will this betterment your spirit, but the world, the continent of Kathos, the world itself. So yeah, but it doesn't hurt once in a while to continue to just to count and check.
Also, we've been on the airship for about a week.
Yes.
Have we like known each other prior?
I would say you have. You all are very established warriors. You're the most powerful warriors, with the exception of Bronn, of course, when it comes to the faithful. And that's why the 4 of you are here. You are the most elite and trained of the faithful's warriors. So yes, you
Gotcha.
all would have some kind of history at this point in time.
All right, so
How
some
much
level of familiarity?
Yes, as much with as much history as I will
So-
leave you guys up to. Yeah.
I'll give some people an in if they want it. There was a period of time around the Kingdom of Gwendolyn where void hotspots were popping up, and as part of his convincing the populace, the power of the light, he was leading expeditions to fight back these hotspots that were encroaching on the city. And so in those, it would have been, groups of people going out, fighting small corrupted creatures and like purging by hand with magic these little corrupted, small circles that were cropping up. And so joining me on multiple of those would have definitely shown your skill and your loyalty to the group, and Bronn would have taken notice to that.
How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I was in Lenduin. It was part of my backstory, so probably, went on a couple of those.
I probably would have noticed them in my time in the gangs, but and maybe like in the time between when my gang died and to this point, I probably would have gone on some of those missions with the void
to fight
hotspots.
those. Yeah, look at the void hotspots itself. It's just as kind of mentioned before in session 0, the void, from your understanding, is the dead. It's essentially the dead corpse of the former god void, which is currently somewhere underneath Io, and it is spreading like a plague underneath the earth. And once it finally begins to peak and surface up, like roots, essentially, is what these void hotspots are, as they just kind of like crawl through the crust and the earth, and then they pop out as in some more powerful ends, they turn into giant maws of void. But fortunately, it's still unfortunate, but more fortunate than that, the hotspots themselves are these just little points of void roots that have just been poking out here and there. But it is devastating. I mean, it eats and it devours all. But fortunately, it is not necessarily conscious. So it's just more beating back. You're at this point just beating back a void weed at this point in time. But it's enough to give a little bit of devastation over in the Kingdom of Gwendolyn. The Senate itself doesn't believe it's that much of a threat itself and has been kind of sweeping it under the rug. But the people have taken notice, and that is why the Faithful has gained quite a bit of following over this past month or so, and the Faithful's numbers have been bolstering up very good because of the proof that you all have given to the people of London. So just kind of continuing to go through. Lyle, you're once again checking everything that needs to be done, because there's always a duty to be done. Avery, what would Avery currently be doing?
A lot of looking off the side of the ship, because I'm sure this is the first time he's ever been up high like this, or like been in the air. So a lot of it's like looking over, just like seeing what's down there. A lot of brooding. He'll probably, when he's bored, just go and lean against the idle robot and like brood while hiding behind her. And Abby the whole time is, young man, we need to channel your edginess and your brooding into something creative and artistic. How about you take my harmonica? And Abby will like lift a tentacle around with a harmonica. And you know that song that keeps playing in our heads? Why don't you try to bless everyone with that song on the harmonica? I don't want it, Abby. Please, I just want to say, listen here, young man, you need to bless them with that. No, Abby, no. It's a lot of that. So Abby's like trying to get him to channel a creative outlet, and he's like, oh no. He has like bags under his eyes from hearing the Flump song 24/7. If he doesn't play it on the harmonica, Abby will start singing the Flump song then.
Yes.
Can everybody hear Abby or just Avery?
I was actually about to say, the flump itself has the ability to speak within your mind itself, but ultimately that's up to you if you would have. I mean, because the flumps typically speak telepathically to people, but they also kind of have like a global all chat is the best way to describe. So everyone can hear the telepathy if they want to speak to everyone. But ultimately, that would be up to Summer how the flump would communicate.
I feel like if she's directly talking to him, it'll just be in his head. But like when she's doing things like trying to cheer up everybody and boost morale by singing the flump song, that's to everybody in the radius. Everybody here's getting hit with the flump song like on full blast.
So we all know you're infected. Got it.
Cue the flump song.
Yeah, I'm trying. I had it. So every once in a while, over from Avery, you would just hear. This is especially if I assume Abby's being a little bit more neglectful. But Avery, when you start hearing the song within your head itself, as part of the flumpkin, you are able to suppress the sound and the music a little bit within your mind. What do you do?
He continues to brood because the song is the reason why he hasn't gotten a good night's sleep in months. Because Abby keeps blasting it. He suppresses it as much as he can, but Abby continues to blast it in his sleep because it calms her down.
Oh my gosh. Would you say you've gotten a sufficient amount of sleep from Abby?
It's enough sleep, but he's just like he's like that when you're like you're a freshman in high school and you gotta wake up at 6 a.m. to go to school, and it's like your first year and like you're used to waking up later from middle school, and he's just like he's got that fresh like freshman year eye bags going, yawning all the time. Like, oh god, can I have a nap? That's kind of why he like kind of naps while he's brooding, like hiding behind the Hierophant.
I'll do like the penguin thing where I lift up the arm because it's like this giant cloak and just kind of like fold the arm around, just like here, just like an umbrella kind of.
Cute.
Like a mother hen and like a little chick, just kind of like, oh, under here, we're good.
Oh, that's adorable. Is this
Gore is
Gore
is contemplating whether to let the kid rest or to try to get him to spar with him just to get the blood moving.
Fight the child.
What does Gore decide?
All right, come on, kid, up and at him. We're gonna spar. A little bit of hand-to-hand combat will come in great handy if you're ever without a weapon or your holy symbol.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll get up and follow you around.
Yeah.
As Gore takes our friend Avery away, I look towards Gore and I go,
Gore.
Hmm?
Moderation.
I know. Just gonna teach the kid a few basic forms.
Yes, we must all hone our strength for our fight against the void. Good idea, Gore.
God, I fucking hate you, SciFri.
Wow, I can't believe Avery said that.
wow.
That's a bingo.
Right.
Put the fuck up about the bingo, you cheating bitch!
So, you all would, at that point, begin to spar. How do you exactly train other individuals on how they spar?
Just first, like a little bit of like verbal instruction on how to take the forms, and then all right, keep your legs apart, knees bent, keep your hands up at all times. It's going to be very important to defend your more vital areas. And then kind of like coming over and sort of like adjusting Avery's form, like maybe because like he's kind of half-assing. Is Avery kind of half-assing this?
The few times you've seen him like actually be ready for combat, he definitely has a decent form, but like right now he's just kind of like, he's half-assing it right now.
So like, he's not bending his legs enough, so I kind of like push down on him to get him to bend his legs more, and like, put a foot like force his legs force her apart with like his foot, and then like raise his arms up like higher than like maybe is even necessary, but just to try to like overcompensate. So when Avery inevitably puts his arms back down, they're in the proper position. And it's like, and at that point, Gore takes the same position. He's like, all right, now try to hit me.
You want me to go all out or no?
We're just sparring with our fists here. So, you know, whatever effort you think you could put into it, try to show that to me.
Okay, he does the baby punch.
Okay, a little bit more effort than that.
13 does not break your armor class. It's just kind of.
I have a 19 for an armor class.
I don't use my hands or strength.
Understandable. It's okay. You just gotta, you know, it's all about practice. Being able to fight without your weapons may come in great handy when you're caught off guard without them.
Here, I got it. Abby will then punch you, and she'll use inflict wounds.
Oh God.
So nice. Abby will punch me.
Abby
with
will
Avery's
like
fist.
Abby will stick a tentacle out and like try to weakly punch you, and you're like, that's a noodle arm, but she casts inflict wounds instead.
So what you see is from underneath the hood this sort of like inverted necrotic tentacle just radiating with this necrotic energy as it surges forward over to you, and like a jellyfish to its sting, you just see the tendril kind of like drape over it. It just glances over your face a little bit. It doesn't stab or impact or pierce you, but then you just feel the surge of necrotic energies as you take 21 points of damage.
Ah, God, ah, damn it. Oh, Abby, what the hell? Oh God, this is just sparring, no spells. Oh God.
Oh, I thought we were pulling punches. That's my kind of punch.
Pulling punches? Oh God, that hurt.
To be fair, you didn't realize that spells were against the rules. That was never stated.
Oh.
That's enough. His brother is leaning over the top of this railing up here. Save your strength. We have yet more journey to go. Lawrence, I hope these clouds will not be a hindrance to our journey.
The clouds, Lawrence says with a sigh, will not be a hindrance. We'll arrive exactly when I told you to. The only thing that is a hindrance currently is the load that we have on the airship. I do hope you understand it'll be some time before we arrive.
Very well.
He looks up to you, and as he looks up, you say very well. He just looks forward as he continues to control over there, and he says, "And this is one of my finest engineered airships. Handle a lot, but it was meant to be more of a small flyer, as I've mentioned to you several times before."
I walk away.
And then you just kind of see Lawrence look up, and he'll mutter something under his breath, but he continues to go, and he continues to just stare forward. He'll just say under his breath, "I liked it better with the pirates."
Oh, so this is the same Lawrence.
While everyone is currently sparring and getting everything ready to go, healing,
son of a bitch,
doing everything that they can, and learn more.
I will walk up to Gore and go.
Do you request healing?
Gore like takes a minute to like kind of consider it because he doesn't want to hurt his own pride. Yeah, yes, please.
Yes, Mom.
Very well.
As I place a hand down, I will cast Cure Wounds at first level.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
I can click that from. This is my first time using what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Oh,
hey, there it is. Nice.
Hey, okay, it works.
Yeah. Place a metallic hand as soothing energies surge forth.
As I place my hand, like very much mechanical sounding, you hear a voice go,
"Have you been ingesting enough iron in your diet?"
I assume so.
and the healing goes off, and then I step back and walk away.
Why would he need to eat iron?
For a healthy body.
But the light is stronger than steel.
Hold on. How old does Lyle look? I guess
It's like 23.
Okay, so kid wouldn't be a good nickname for a.
I feel like it'd be a good nickname for him.
Little baby
Kid, you can't get by on light alone. You gotta have your nutrients.
That's true. How do you eat iron?
Dude, even I know
Iron.
that.
Iron exists within meat, as well as broccoli and deep leafy greens such as bok choy.
And I just start listing vegetables that contain iron.
Interesting. I write this down.
I used to be a miner. I remember when I mined iron.
Yeah, and that's where you met me.
I don't like to think about that day, Abby.
Minor.
All right, Avery.
Where were their parents?
Where were their parents?
Where were their parents? How did those miners get lost?
That's an Octopimp Bophades reference, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god.
Oh, Octo.
That's where I took this whole character
Yep.
bit from. I was like, oh yes, I remember that joke. Wait,
Amazing.
what if that's my character? I'm one of the miners that got lost.
Miners
one of-
lost in the cave.
Yeah.
Where are their parents?
Where are the parents?
All right, Avery, you did good on the forums. Just next time, let's try it without Abby.
Okay. She tries to help, but she only ends up blasting flump music or pain.
Yeah, apparently, pain. I got pain out of that, definitely.
You
I've
just
been
hear
learning a
Abby
lot about
chuckling.
fluffy music.
I hear Abby chuckling.
Yeah.
Oh, now you decide not to speak telepathically.
Suddenly, you all hear a loud, thunderous crash from up in the sky.
Uh-oh.
And you just as that thunderous crash goes off, it catches everyone immediately off guard. It's practically deafening as this thunder just echoes off. And a few seconds later, to his shock and surprise, you see this sort of seismic wave just shift and blow through the area that almost knocks the entire airship down. I need everyone to make an athletics or acrobatics check, please.
Oh, shit.
Oh boy.
Athletics is,
Oh. No.
I almost called him Bronn. Is Gore's specialty.
These are both terrible.
Except. Wait, why is my athletics 0?
Oh, I rolled a 5.
Are you rolling? Oh, if you're
you
rolling.
gotta roll with the Beyond 20.
Yeah, we're doing Beyond 20 today. The character sheets aren't up in Roll 20.
Oh, 20. How do I join that?
Scroll up in chat.
I mean, I have
It's,
a Beyond.
this-
I put
it's
the.
this link.
Thank you, Sai.
You
Here we
install
go.
that browser extension and then you just go to your D&D Beyond sheet.
You can actually /space roll. We can. What's your acrobatics bonus? For now, we'll just take what you rolled.
My
in.
athletics is +7.
Okay, so with an 11, we'll say you have an 11 for now. Avery and Lyle, the shockwave knocks you back and moves you off to the side.
Uh-oh.
And boop boop, and you both are knocked prone. Avery almost falls over. Lawrence holds onto the wheel as the airship itself just kind of tilts at this 45-degree angle. He screams back at everyone, "Ah, hang on!" as he turns the wheel, trying to get everything back in order. Everyone else remains stalwart, standing tall and able to keep their form. As you look up to the sky, the loud, thunderous echo, you can literally hear the sound that it comes from. It's way beyond the horizon itself. As you then begin to see a rupture of energy just searing and crackling forth from the sky above. Way off to the distance, it's a shooting star, almost like a comet, is crashing down over to Io. Fortunately, you believe it's nowhere near where you guys are currently, but you're just seeing this fiery form just crashing down. And as you see this sort of like shooting star and comet going down, like a weak piece of fabric, the sky itself tears. And then you see it as the sky opens up and the space above peeks out. You may now take a look at this picture to resemble what the sky currently looks like.
Oh shit!
As you peek up
Someone
over,
put a goddamn hole in the sky.
Who
As you-
told my sky?
Ayo.
as you see the tear of the hole happen in there, the bright nova of your sun radiates out, and off to the distance, what looks to be a figure, an individual, a giant floating through the sky, but it doesn't appear to be moving. It doesn't appear to be animated in any way. And is that its head floating, severed from its body? The tear remains open. And after a minute of seeing the comet crashing down to the ground, you'll see the comet split off into a variety of pieces before it dissolves away into the atmosphere. You're uncertain what has happened at this moment, but the tear in the sky remains. What do you all do? Like Lawrence is staring up at it while trying to keep the airship afloat. But what are you all currently doing? This is
it
all
directly
visible
in
to you
front of
now.
us?
No, this is up in the clouds in the sky, as if you were like looking off over to the west. You just can kind of see off into the horizon the tear within the sky itself. You're uncertain. Yeah,
I'm
go
gonna
on.
walk over and I'm gonna help Avery up with my staff, just kind of like scoop them and then put them back to their feet, and then keep my eyes on this image in the sky.
Oh, he helped Lyle up as well.
And then I'll just stare at it.
Yeah, Bronn will just ponder it,
Abby
kind
thinks
of
that
try to
this
make it
is.
out.
Abby thinks that this is a slightly traumatizing experience, so Abby is currently covering Avery's eyes so he can't see the giant floating body.
Lawrence will stare forward and has actually gotten used to finding out answers from Bronn, who seems to know a lot of this world, more than any other scholar or person. Oh, what? What is that thing?
Do I know anything?
No, you don't. You know fucking nothing.
And something came through that tear, right? Like a comet, you said?
Yes.
The comet is like what made the tear on
Yeah.
its way through.
Okay.
Yep. And then the comet, after about a minute or so, you just kind of see the comet splinter off and then just dissolve and just tear apart and just evaporate into the atmosphere.
Whatever it is very powerful. We must be wary. Keep an eye on it at all times. And then he's gonna go back to pondering and just seeing like if any more movement comes out of it. You know, because in his mind right now, what he's thinking is it's like a invasion portal or some like crazy, you know, he doesn't even know what. He thinks it's like something intentional. And so that's what he's currently wondering.
Lawrence continues to look off into the sky above, and just a few more minutes pass. During those few minutes, what is the rest of the party doing? How is the rest of the party responding?
Slack-jawed awe. Like, Gorman is left speechless. Just staring at this thing.
I'm gonna like, get up sort of on the edge of the airship.
Yeah. Yes.
And sort of hold out my staff and see if anything, like, if I can feel anything.
You poke out your staff to the sky, but it's almost like poking a stick over to the sun. You really aren't certain what you're expecting to feel, but you don't sense or detect anything. you're not even certain how far that distance is. But it looks like it's that the figure itself appears to be beyond the sky. What's more, yes.
So we saw a comet fall and then it had a humanoid-ish shape to it, and it split into pieces.
Mm-hmm. The humanoid shape is actually still within the sky. The comet that went down is separate from what you saw within that image.
So the comet ripped a hole and allowed us to see this humanoid shape in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that, hypothetically, the comet would have crashed somewhere on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So you're uncertain because as you were seeing, after about a minute or so of the comet crashing down slowly there, you just kind of see it split and separate until the separation and the fragments of the comet itself evaporate itself into the atmosphere where you see nothing at all now. It's either gotten so small or just doesn't exist at this point as it continues to crash over. Or not crash over, excuse me, as it may have evaporated, or the fragments are so small you can't see it from where you are currently.
Okay.
Does that giant body look as if it's going to fall through the hole following the comet, or is it just kind of floating there?
It appears suspended. If you were to make, because of your intelligence, you were making any calculations, that body looks like it's in motherfucking space.
Ah, yes, motherfucking space.
It's
not to be confused with normal space.
Yes, it essentially looks as if it's floating and suspending out there because of the lack of gravity that space has. But I also would like to add, as far as knowledge of astrology is concerned, there really isn't any. In fact, as you guys continue to observe around, Io has one sun. And yet you are currently staring at two. The sun that's currently in the sky, keeping everything illuminated, and some sort of sun-like, it's either sun-like or what looks to be an actual stronger sun within the within the tear, within the space itself.
Do these two suns look different enough to be considered two stars?
Yes.
What are we looking at?
I don't know. I can't see.
As the tentacles continue to drape around your eyes.
Abby, Avery's gonna be exposed to much worse than this. You might as well let him see this.
Okay, if he gets terrible childhood trauma, though, I blame you.
And then Abby will let him see. He's
oh
just like,
God.
whoa.
I could do something bold, but it is such a risk.
You're free to do whatever you wish.
I have commune.
Okay.
But I feel like this is too big of a question. Just be like, yo God, what the fuck is this shit?
What's that?
You are free to do whatever you wish.
Okay.
It is up to you, and whatever your character would do, there's no fault at it.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cast commune.
Woohoo! I mean, I fucking would.
God, there's a naked man in the sky. Who that?
I will bring out my staff and kind of gently step up to the front of the ship.
Okay. And also,
Just
sorry to interrupt, just so you have a general idea of what it is. Because Io technically has no gods at this point, since the gods were killed over 500 years ago, whenever you talk or commune, you speak into the endless astral. And whatever your belief system is, whatever your organization is, a voice comes back. It's a familiar and soothing voice. Nothing frightful or scary. It feels like talking to an old friend is the way that commune would work. But technically, you have no idea who you are actually speaking with.
Okay.
It's literally talking to the unknown, just so you are aware.
Well, we have a part of Div.
I was gonna say we just call it the commune.
Bronn looks over. Yes.
Bronn picks up the phone.
You really need to stop casting commune. I'm right here.
I'm going to cast Commune, placing my staff on the forwardmost front of the ship, and I will kind of shunt out everything around while looking at this scene.
I call upon thee, thy beings that wield upon them hope and faith, to answer questions 3, to guide thy path to discovery and knowing.
As the astral magics begin to commune with your mind itself, you feel as if a moment of enlightening has fallen upon you. Someone is there, ready to communicate.
That which I see before me, is that the will of our enemy?
So you're asking, is that the enemy, like, is that void, or is that a threat? Okay. As a DM, I hope you don't mind if I'm like, let me just clarify that just so I understand what you're asking.
No, Hierophant is very, by the souls that be, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
No, that's want like a monkey's paw situation.
Yeah. Maybe.
Interpreted.
No.
Commune RP is always fun because it's just you're just like, what are the questions? What do I gotta ask? There's so many things to do. Yeah. All right. So you were
that
answer
which
one.
we fall?
Oh, sorry. I get 3.
Yes, you do. You get 3.
Yeah, I get 3. Yeah. My second question.
If that which falls is not thine enemy, then I ask if it is then a threat to all that live within these lands, and ours included.
The astral energies begin to churn around. It's almost as if whatever's within the astral itself is trying to see through the passage of time, to understand. And you just hear a pained as whatever you're communing with is currently attempting to pull the answer, but is pained by the sight it sees.
Yes.
And my third question.
If this be not our enemy, but an enemy to all, do we within our power have the means to stop it?
Silence falls over the astral wave as a solemn and defeated answer echoes in your mind.
No.
I bring up the staff and I look towards Bronn.
It is not void, but it is not our allies either, and it is beyond our strength, Bronn.
He definitely noticed you, going off and channeling the astral and realizing this and coming to these conclusions, and he was he's not surprised by the answer, but he is disappointed and perhaps like even a stroke of defiance of like, yeah, but I bet I could. but he also accepts and he nods his head and he understands the situation.
That we will do what we can and continue the course for now.
But not let it be ignored.
Of course. Lawrence, by your reckoning, how far is that from our destination?
He stares over and he's been looking at it the entire time, and you can actually tell within his mind itself, trying to calculate exactly where or what that may be with his knowledge of aeronautics. And he shakes his head. He'll just look over and he says, it's far enough. It's far enough where I can't give you an exact measurement, which means it might not even be on this continent. Hells, it might not even be in the region itself. That thing looks way far off the horizon.
we should be safe for now from wherever that thing's gonna crash.
I see.
Lawrence looks a bit disturbed and a bit anxious for a brief moment before he inhales in and says,
I'm assuming we've got a mission to do. We press on?
Yes.
He shakes himself out of this deep ponderment he had. He was definitely... He seems a little dejected that they won't be able to reach it by, means of airship, and they might need alternative travel if they were to, go over there. Because it's clear that it needs more... He needs more information, more investigation. But that's all for now, yes.
Lawrence nods and then just states,
Let me get you where you need to go. I need to make sure that my family's
Right. Stay the course.
Aye.
and he stares forward. A time skip is about to occur. Is there anything else that you all would like to do? Or is there anything that you guys would like to let me know that you're doing during the rest of this journey?
Bronn will have at least one person, again, watching the thing literally at all times, even like a night watch or whatever.
All right.
Just like
watching shifts.
Take that
Yeah.
shifts, yeah.
Keeping an eye to see if there's anything else that's happening over there. All right, perfect. Wonderful. All right. Yes.
Hierophant. Oh, I was gonna say Hierophant would
Please.
probably just check with the people below and just make sure if no one's feeling funny or weird or strange.
The moment you approach that subject, when it comes to a lot of people over there, it almost as if they begin to question, what is the feeling of normal, as they're looking at something that is just incomprehensible to them. The followers themselves have to question that for quite some time. But as of right now, nobody feels out of the ordinary. Just questioning and concerned of what is happening elsewhere on the planet.
I'll assure them as much as I can with my lack of bedside manners, I guess.
They acknowledge you with respect, as they acknowledge the rest of these elite warriors. Looking straight forward, saying your name, and just saying, yes, Hierophant, yes, Bronn. Just almost as if they were military, but it's more just faithful and a decorum of respect. All right.
I got a question.
Yeah, please.
When Avery talks to people on the boat, do they address Avery or do they address Abby?
Well, that would be interesting. Well, first of all, do you keep Abby hidden? Does everyone know that Abby is a part of you?
I think that Abby's like constantly like, so she's on like the back of his neck / upper back, kind of like how Blinky was for Petra.
Yeah.
But she's like constantly like sticking her eye stalks around both sides of his neck and like looking around and like using her tentacles to wave at people.
Oh, that's terrifying.
So unless you've told them otherwise, they would be addressing you, because since the Flumpkin is still a brand new concept when it comes to a race itself.
Okay.
And since the concept of like symbiotes and things like that, they look over at you as just like by your name, unless you're like, you call me Abby now. That they would call you Avery.
Okay, good, because Abby wants her bouncing baby boy to get the credit for good doing stuff and not her.
Okay, I like
So
that.
she's like, yes, please address my son, not me.
How y'all enjoying the session so far? Are you guys enjoying yourself?
I'm
You broke
pogging
the
out of my
sky.
brain.
It's broken. Fix
you
it.
ruined my skyline.
Yeah,
Our
yeah.
sky, it's broken.
That was
That
a
was a-
stoic-looking Sky, and you took it from me.
Wait, can I have my fourth commune question? Can we fix that shit with duct tape or no?
Fourth commune? Unbelievable shit.
Oh no!
That was my
our
favorite
table.
spot to look at.
It's
the fucking
broken.
table. Our table.
It's
was our
broken.
That was my favorite piece of Sky. I can't believe.
Sorry. Sorry.
Oh heck there, bud. You really sorry about that, eh?
Most likely. Sorry.
Wait a minute. Double the suns, double the light. Let's go. I see this as an
Let's go.
absolute win.
Let's go.
I was going to bake.
Yeah. Well, there's no. Anyways, moving on. Sorry, I was going to be like, well, actually, and then I was like, no, wait, that's spoilers. Never mind.
Can't believe Brett caused global warming.
Pretty pog. All right. So the week of travel will continue to pass until you finally arrive over to the northern Kathos regions. Anything else you guys would do during that week before I take you to the map?
Nothing outside of trying to get Avery to spar with him.
The map.
Oh God.
Where is this
Jesus.
map?
God.
Yeah.
Scared.
God, protect you.
Does God have a
Hierophant
map for me?
Hierophant will definitely stay at the front of the ship anytime, like, they're not required anywhere else. They're just going to stand and just stare out at that giant hole in the sky, even while in their...
Are we about to
state.
touch down?
Well, that's where I'm going to take you to the map, and then you can tell me what's going to happen
The map.
at that point, because
Okay.
there is a review.
Do we have overworld map music?
Well, that's not the reveal, but
You ask for too much.
you ask. So I'm afraid not afraid actually. During session 0, I was very excited to show you this map here. The map. As you looked around, we had a little bit more of a community, a little bit more of a conversation of what you guys would more than likely be doing for this campaign, and potentially the things that you would be doing. As a brief recap, as I've showed you, you get the Void Dragon cave over there, the Fallen City of Haven over here, where you guys will be landing. And then there's been a little bit of communication of maybe setting up a little settlement over here, or setting up a little bit of camp. Not necessarily landing here and then being like, all right, we've marched the dragon. Just a bit more preparation. Is that correct? I'm understanding.
Yeah, we wanted to turn this into like a forward operating base.
Ah, yes.
Type of deal.
And also fishing.
So,
Yes.
so because of this information, this revelation, if you will, I have decided to expand the map.
Oh my god!
Going further beyond.
Map 2!
So,
He really fucking did it though! Look at that!
and what you see to the north, well, that's not clouds and sky, that is fog of war. Which means if you'd like
Oh
to
my
explore,
God.
if you guys want to explore even further to help build your settlement before you march on to the Void Dragon, you may. But I can't tell you what's over on the other side. I can only give you little tips and information of what you've seen in common maps, but there's a lot more other information that you may or may not see. So, let's take you guys over to the airship right now as you guys begin to approach, yeah? So, before landing down, Bronn, was there something that you were going to be doing? I'm taking you over to the airship, by the way.
Yes. So are we on like final landing approach right now?
That is correct.
All right. Then Bronn would have all crew and staff and members of the faithful gathered on the deck as we come in for a landing. And he would be addressing them from up here. How do I not go?
This is your captain speaking. We're going to be approaching our destination of hell, the ruined city of Haven.
Final descent.
Please fasten your seatbelts. All crew, please report to the top deck so we may have a final discussion. And thank you for flying, Air Lawrence.
By the light.
I didn't get any peanuts.
I have a very radiant.
I'm allergic.
Shit.
You can have my pretzels.
Thank you, Robo Mom.
I wanted ice water. But yeah, he would gather everyone, and yeah, he'd give a little.
My friends, I have many titles. Most of you know me as Father of the Faithful, the luminous flame bearer of Div's holy spark, the Star Slayer, Div's chosen, Apostle of the Radiance and the Purger of the Void.
All right,
but
brag some
now
more, don't you?
we are united in common purpose to rid Io of that which seeks to consume all life and restore Div's light to this land. So say I, Bronn Luxprin. Make ready now, for our first trials are upon us, to restore this forsaken city and build for ourselves a new haven by the light.
By the light.
By the light.
And
By the light.
everyone cheers over on there. By the light, like a war cry.
Also, yes, he is not humble.
That's why he's the one in charge.
Did I forget to mention and tell everyone that he's not humble?
The bingo, motherfucker!
Hey,
If you would like a printed copy of my CV, please refer to.
I wonder what I could do to take some of those titles from him, just in terms of like armed combat, you know.
Hey, good news. For the reaction images, SciFri's back, and that's about it.
Yay!
It's my profile picture. It's not my character art, it's my profile
SciFri. So SciFri is smug that he's the only one alive.
Yes.
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 Yes, I guess I am the only one here. Oh well. Anyways.
Oh, well, sucks to
Imagine
be all of
having
you.
a reaction image couldn't be me.
Owned.
So I shall take you back to the map, and we shall begin our descent. There's a lot to explore here that I have to go through. 1 second, and wahoo!
It was a pretty pog speech.
That was really good. Yeah. All right.
Thanks.
Over to the west, you'll see the cave and the dead lands that the void is continuing to consume over there, and you're approaching over to the ruined city of Haven. So allow me to go into a further skadoosh. That's right, X-base, baby. As you'll begin to move over, the airship flies over, and in a matter of hours, you all will arrive over to the fallen city and village of Haven. Your supplies, your soldiers, your artisans, your experts in the fields of construction, as well as the powerful, faithful warriors that Bronn has on his side, will land. We'll begin to place all these supplies over here within Haven. And then after about, I would say, half a day's time, the airship will take off. So,
Bye, airship.
Bye, Lawrence.
Bye. People wave.
Wave.
People wave.
I really want to do a joke where it's like you watch the airship fly away until you see an explosion. It just goes.
And then a second comet falls and strikes the airship out of the sky.
I like comets.
You see the airship fly in front of the void or the tear, and then the tear closes and the airship is gone too.
The Void Dragon from downtown.
Okay, out of nowhere.
Why did he fly over the void dragon?
Damn it! Just lost his warranty too.
So allow me to show you your new piece of real estate that you have just found.
My new home.
I hope it
it's
has
a-
an open kitchen
I
design.
hope it's exactly like how you remember it, little man.
It's a real
I hope it
fixer
has a
upper.
Waffle House.
Oh god,
Oh, yeah.
it's a Waffle House, yeah.
Well, we're planning on establishing lawful houses, weren't we?
Yeah,
Waffle
Waffle
House.
House.
Yep.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Mhm.
That's why we're doing fishing. We're serving fish.
Welcome to the ruined city of Haven and allow it to load in.
JPEG.
Yeah, gotta get that.
There it is.
Yeah, gotta get that to load in. Observing over the city itself of Haven, this place has been long since overgrown, as nature has reclaimed it. Over 500 years ago, this city was destroyed and decimated by a clan of green dragons. In response, well, I won't say why they did that, but I'll leave that to Bronn to explain if he ever decides to. One of the green dragon's kinds was, as they put it, brutally murdered. And the life of a dragon means the village of humans, of people, as an equivalent exchange. So this destroyed village is essentially a response to the death of one of the higher-ups of the Green Matriarchs. As you guys look around, you'll actually see... you'll see the ruins of a bunch of buildings. And this is going to be your settlement. Bronn, get a very powerful feeling of... as this area in front of you was the tavern, where you first began your adventure, your brave crusade into the light. This was your starting ground over here, was the tavern.
Sheesh. Yeah. He won't show any nostalgia or an emotion externally, but he recognizes this all, and holding his weapon in hand, he's suspecting that things aren't gonna be, completely vacant here, so he looks to the rest of the group.
Make ready and stay close.
And he'll brandish his weapon.
You know me, I'm always equipped.
You step forward, as well as plenty of your workers and soldiers. Allow me to ask you this question. You have brought a third of the Faithful's forces. Question for you guys is, of that third of the Faithful's forces, how much would you have brought for manpower for fighting? How much would you have brought for building?
Only the essentials. If I remembered the town well enough, I would have brought the essentials for a perimeter watch, nightly shifts and defense, like purely defensive, perimeter, but not any more than that. The rest completely builders. So, whatever would be enough to guard the outskirts. Maybe it's hard to say how many we have in total, but
so
yeah,
you definitely would have had enough people to bring over to actually have the perimeter. Is the effort more into fighting a war, or is the effort more into rebuilding?
Rebuilding.
Okay. So fortunately for you and the many blessed people that has arrived over here, many of the artisans that you have brought along are handy with a hammer, but a majority of them are clerics, just like the majority of the faithful, specifically clerics of a domain known as creation. This allows them to manufacture and manifest buildings from your mind to make not necessarily the most sturdy or protecting of buildings, but at least to have four walls and a roof over your head, specifically for anything that you wish to organize. Of course, the people that you've brought here, while they're artisans and craftsmen and builders and soldiers, there are definitely certain key roles that if you did intend to build a town, there will be others that you will need to seek out and to do, or either convert into doing that. But instead of saying, "Hey guys, welcome to New Haven. This is what the mechanics is of building a town," I'm simply going to tell you in broad strokes what you... So every session, you guys are going to have you guys get to choose a project that you can have the people of whoops. You could have the your people of the faithful built. This map will evolve each and every session, depending on the projects that you guys decide to put down. If you wish to build a temple in the good name of Div and the faithful, then the people shall work on that diligently, making sure that the basic stuff is defenses and food. You don't necessarily need to order that. Those are safely assumed. Those essentials of survival is assumed that you will begin to focus on that. But you get one project that gets to be worked on. This campaign runs with a lot of time skips. It is assumed that you are going to be here for quite some time before you march over to the southwest to face off against the Void Dragon. Above board, we have I think 4 sessions after this. Your objective is to kill the Void Dragon before the end of the campaign. Does that sound like a good goal, good objective for this campaign?
Yes.
I think slaying a freaking Void Dracolich sound pretty goog.
Probably got to get that skeleton out of here. That's project number 1.
Yeah, maybe move the bodies a little.
Yeah, as you guys continue to explore around, there are still various dried up corpses and skeletons, all of which seems to have been dissolved by acid and poison from the green dragons that decimated this land so long ago, many centuries ago. But the idea is, as a group, however you guys would like to, you can either have Bronn decide, or you guys can choose as a group, can tell me what you would like your people to work on and build. After the when we start up the next session, this map will change, reflect upon what you guys wish to build, along with a small time skip, typically about a week or 2. So
Nice.
They work fast.
That's because you have clerics of creation who can move things a little faster. Like I said before, the buildings themselves aren't necessarily going to be sturdy and the point of time, but you're going to have the foundation necessary that you need to survive while you're here. Kind of like set up the foundation before you continue to build out the town. Of course, if you guys do decide that this is a place that you want to settle for these simple blueprints and foundations that you guys are going to be setting up will eventually become fortified if the town of New Haven, which I believe is what you guys are calling it, will be if it stands the test of time, and will continue to evolve as well. Because we are at the end of phase 2 as far as the prime timeline is concerned. Which, by the way, now that you've arrived over here... No, okay. You're still on this prime time. Sorry, I'm trying to move. So once this campaign is complete, depending on what you guys do here, either a New Haven, the dragon, or specifically the religion that you hope to spread here, we'll have waves and influences over phase 3, which is we're going to be starting next year, which means you are currently in a lore-building campaign for the next phase.
Lord!
Excellent.
Yes,
This is the Pog moment, because now what we do is immediately affected on everyone else. Hell yeah.
That is correct.
That's the way I live my life, baby.
Fools!
Yeah. Good to have you guys on my side.
So
Gore just starts carving. Gore was here on everything.
So
I don't know how to spell it, so it's just G-O-R.
So as a DM, as I've probably told you guys several times already, there is no narratives, there is no guidelines I expect you to follow. This is your story. You're gonna write it the way that you want to write it. This city is your city. You're going to build it the way that you want to build it. And the entire world will continue to turn forward based off of your choices here in New Haven. Bronn, yeah, go on. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I can't wait for the ping towards the end of the campaign. Like, hey guys, this is no longer a lore building campaign. This is a PvP campaign. They're coming.
They're coming.
They found you.
Everybody's coming. Yeah, everybody's coming.
Fortified this. We knew this was coming and fortified this town.
Before you guys march forward and explore the town, I just want to take a just a quick moment. To take you to
The map.
if you do decide, if you guys can mouse over where New Haven is, if you do decide to venture forward outside, either to explore the areas that are around here, Each hex is an hours of travel on horseback. So if you all decide to do that, and you all have access to horses while you're doing this here. So if there is particular areas that you'd like to explore and adventure out forward while everything is being built, you are free to do so. Peeking through the fog, by the way, is totally allowed. So if you see something through the fog and go, wait a minute, I kind of see something over there.
I kind of see a square on the right.
Yeah, you are free to do that. I'm not going to be like, pretend it's not there, dude. I will also let you know, Bronn, that if you have any questions specifically about the area that you're in from what you remember from 500 years ago, unless this is an area that you've been to within the 500 years, but I'm pretty sure you've kept the southern reaches of Kathos during these 500 years.
Definitely kept to the southern half.
So because of that, ultimately, you don't know how this area has changed. You remember what it was like 500 years ago, sure, but you don't know what has actually changed in this area. But if you have any general questions or any general hotspots, I mean, fuck, I'll just tell you so that you guys can plan accordingly.
Yeah.
And there really is nothing to worry about here.
I want to learn everything.
Yeah, so there are 2 key locations right now, Bronn, that you recall from over 500 years ago. If you go over in this general area of this fog of war, kind of over in the northern western section of this map, that was the ruins of Old Alabaster. Also the location of where you slayed the Void Star and earned your title of Star Slayer. Now, 500 years have passed, and there is actually a thriving kingdom there, known as the city of New Alabaster. The walls itself remain fortified, and because you haven't been to the location in quite some time, and only understand that there is trades and treaties that have been made with the kingdom of Lwendalin. You know that the kingdom of New Alabaster is over to the northwest, but you don't know exactly where, or you don't know exactly what is there, what is happening there, because you're kind of going off of 500-year knowledge and what's been told to you, or what information you may have wanted to research about the kingdom of New Alabaster. Also, more importantly, that might ping over at your more zealotry side. Over here is the north of a forest peak. This is where you saw the brutal murder of a radiant dragon over in the northern tip of the forest. I don't know if you remember or recall that from the offline campaigns.
I fucking remember.
But it was the first time that you actually questioned what was the intention of your party and what it meant to be faithful. So over in that location, if you are feeling a bit nostalgic, is where that radiant dragon was slain. What has affected over that area over the past 500 years is unknown. But as far as that, those are the 2 areas that you know of. If you wish to explore or learn more about it, that is ultimately up to you and what you want to decide as a party. We would take you back over to Haven. So, now that you've returned over to Haven, if you have any questions or wish to explore, let me know.
That's 1. A long way down.
As you stare down into what is literally an empty well, you'll notice that this well is completely dried up.
God, I should have kept create water in my prepared spells.
Probably what was once a communal location here in Haven. You'll stare down to the dry ground down below. Actually, give me a perception check.
All right. Critical failure. I'm missing an eye.
Darkness. If you are curious, if you are
I don't have depth perception. It's just
Look, with
just
your
down.
Other eye. Your other eye,
Lyle. I can't tell how deep it is. It go down.
All right, we press on. What's everyone else doing?
Does anybody have the light cantrip?
Yes.
I'm gonna walk up to you.
Domain.
I'm gonna pick up a stone off the ground and I'm gonna approach you and hold it out to you, kind of like Danny DeVito holding out the egg in the trying time.
Yeah, I'll cast light on it.
I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna drop it down the well and just see what happens.
As you illuminate the stone with the light cantrip, you drop it down to see its incandescent light reflect off the side of the wells. As it drops down to the base, the stone gives a light bounce. Now I need you to give me a perception check.
Okay.
Abby will
right.
touch her butt with guidance. All of my characters have guidance.
Don't touch the robot's butt.
I
do not have this.
15 and a D4 for that.
Yes.
16.
So, you will keenly be aware as the stone bounces off at the bottom of the well. Something shifts deeper into the well. There's something down there.
I will turn up to all my companions. Go.
There appears to be an occupant in this particular building.
Bronn was like raising his foot to kick in this door, and he stops.
I will also let you know, with your 16 perception, that its movement does not seem natural. It doesn't seem to be humanoid in nature.
It is not a human being.
Well, we could either get it out or jump down and beat the crap out of it.
Yeah, how far down does this thing look?
60 feet. It goes into the depths of what it goes into the depths of what's supposed to be the communal well that has long since dried up over the past 500 years. Your supplies do include rope. Wish to go down that way. And thankfully to the vines as well as the masonry work of the well, I will not actually require you to make a climbing check to scale down.
Is there anything off here I could tie my rope off to?
Yes. I mean, so you have all the, it's because of all the supplies that you've brought to build this, rope, as long as things, as well as posts that you can actually like tie to scale down. You have everything you need to descend down the well safely if you decide to.
All right, so I'll set up a post, tie a rope off to it, and then start descending down the well.
Do you descend alone, or do others follow?
While he's setting up, Bronn's priority is going to go back to this and opening this door and just making sure there's, checking inside. He wants to get a communal, space for everybody so that, like, people can lay down and rest after the journey, or, a spot to come back to
All right. So,
consistently.
Check if there's any ale in there, too.
As you open the door, a wave of nostalgia follows over you.
It's clear.
And I signal the builders and tradesmen in.
This will act as our headquarters for now.
Bronn, do you see the bar itself? Any memories coming back?
Let's see, it's been so long, so many years. I mean, I know I can recognize the map.
Yep.
I know I touched the ground here and kind of moved the dust around in my fingers and carry on.
Once you explore around and have given the command, Gore, you scale down to the side of the well and arrive over at the bottom. There you see a deep cavern that goes further under the surface.
Whoa, this goes a lot deeper than we thought.
How much farther?
I guess I'll roll perception for that then.
Do you have dark vision at all?
As a half-orc, yes. I can see dark vision for up to, I believe, 30 feet as though it was dim light.
Okay, 30 feet. I haven't heard that before.
Let me see what the half-orc's dark vision is. I don't remember off the top of my head.
I think it's 60
I'm pretty
feet.
sure all dark vision in 5e
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like 30 feet. Man, someone at Wizards hates half-orcs. They don't get real eyes. I'm like, holy shit.
No, you get sugar-free eyes that have no
yes,
flavor.
you have
dark vision.
You have
half orc, half effective dark vision. All right.
You have 60 feet of dark
60
vision.
feet. Okay.
Also to all players and viewers, because this was brought up a couple of times during Ultra Ballad. The way I've run dark vision, I've done like night green vision before. I've done gray version before. In the end, I just find it more simple just to keep it as if you can see in the dark, as if you could see above in the light. It's better from a viewership better from a viewership and show perspective, but also it just kind of allows you the general idea of what you're looking without being like, what color is it? And you're like, well, that's boring. So just so you all aware, if you do have dark vision, you can see clearly as if it was the day within that area. So yes, just to kind of go over with the perception itself.
Did I roll that?
Yes,
No,
you
I
did.
didn't.
You
Oh, I
rolled
did,
a
okay.
19. You did very good. I'm very proud of you.
Oh, thank you, Father.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down. Session 1 had a lot of prep because I didn't know what you guys were doing, so I got a lot of maps. So here we go.
Can you play the intro music from Undertale while he falls down the well?
Nah.
All right.
We just see a flower and instantly stab it to death.
You like a friendliness pellet?
So the light that I can see from like where I am standing right now, that coming directly above me is the well.
That is the well, correct.
Okay. Yeah, I've got disadvantage on stealth, so take a couple of steps in just to see if I can get a good view of anything.
All right. You're literally looking at what appears to be the underneath your feet itself. The ground is still moist, even though that's been 500 years. You can feel the dampness of the mud underneath your feet. You can smell like and feel almost like the humid area of this cave, of what used to be a well.
I call back up to the rest of the group. I don't think this is something that one man should explore by himself.
Let us delve then.
We will need fresh water for the people who drink it.
Then delving we go.
All
We will
right.
all descend.
Excellent.
Hooray, a field trip.
I'm
Let's
gonna pick up the stone that I dropped down. It's still glowing, assumedly.
Yes, it is.
Okay, and I'll hold on to that in the palm of one hand and have the staff in the other.
As a warforged, do you have dark vision?
No, you do not. I
Ooh.
don't believe.
All right.
We'll have to modify those glowing eyes of yours.
Oh no.
Listen, that's how I see. It's not how.
What color would your light be?
Brett.
Yeah?
I would like to, before you go and add a bunch of lights to things,
Yes.
I'll let you know, I'm just going to cast daylight. Full on daylight as we go down.
Okay.
Oh God, I'm down here and that's bright. Jesus.
Yeah.
How?
Div, good lord.
Can you give me the brightness of your light, of your daylight?
60 foot of light is spread. Let's see. It's bright light and sheds dim light for an additional 60 feet. So 120
Beautiful.
total. And it's coming from.
It would absolutely suppress the light of the light spell.
Yeah.
It's coming out of his ass.
The light that
I wanna
devours
say-
light.
I want to say it's from the mall, but it might be too bright to hold that in your hand. So I don't know.
Just hold it above your head.
I'll allow it so that it doesn't like sear you blind if you'd like to use your radiant
Okay.
maul. I'm just making sure that I have
Sounds good.
vision there. We do.
It's
All
like
right.
that image of Mario standing in front of Captain Toad with the light shining directly in his face.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I have Hierophant with the light stone, and I also have Bronn with the sunlight all maul. You descend down into what was once the Haven Well. You can kind of hear the dripping of water as it goes deeper into the cave itself.
I'll take point.
If there are any checks that you'd like to do, please let me know.
As people are moving forward, I'm just gonna do a little listen above us, just to ensure that nothing has maybe with our disappearance, maybe have come out above us, potentially just kind of listening with my head cocked up.
I also want to make sure that you guys are aware that there are people like that are working above there, so you're not in Haven alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are people, just because you don't see the tokens, there are people that are currently working, setting up establishments, getting some farmland ready, and they are they're assuming, since you are the strongest of the faithful, that you'll be doing more of the dangerous work.
I'd like to perceive this green swirl I can see right here.
That is a puddle, essentially a puddle of the remnants of the well. It takes quite a bit of time for it to be a completely dried up husk. But water is still present here. But you are free to roll a perception.
I shall do that. Still getting used to beyond 20.
What's really cool is we're hopefully only going to do this for a session.
I don't see nothing. Why did I roll perception twice?
You rolled like 3 times.
I rolled it twice.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, I rolled twice. The 20, that's okay. I'll take the 20. Off to the north, you hear echo.
Does anyone else hear that?
Oh, it reminds me of back home.
That's good.
So we're not alone. Very well.
And I'll go towards it if I hear it too, I assume. Or that it was communicated, I don't know.
Sounds like some sort of gurgling coming from the north.
You continue to walk as the dampness of the mud that is underneath your feet.
Does this water look like normal, like well water?
Give me an investigation check.
Okay, I'm gonna investigate.
I'm
Nat
gonna
20.
investigate.
Nice.
Place a finger over to the puddle. Press it. It stings. This once was, or at least what used to be, fragments of the well water. But it's been tainted somehow.
I'll relay that. I'll say, whatever this thing is, it's tainting the water.
It's okay.
Then it must be slain.
Does that look like a body over there to you guys?
Wait. So I know that this place is attacked by. I guess my character wouldn't know how green dragons function, though.
Yeah.
So
probably not, because dragons really have. Well, no, they don't exist right now. You hear them about storybooks there, but they're all dead.
Okay. Yeah. So I wouldn't know that then. Okay.
You notice the body that's up there. Your attention is brought over to the charred body.
Charred.
And you walk and echo through the cave as the radiant sunlight allows you to see what shouldn't be seen. The body remains lifeless, its face down into the dirt, its limbs severed up.
I would like to roll medicine to see if I could prove. Well, I think the burns are pretty obvious. Let me go with investigation. Okay. See what I can glean off of this body.
Okay.
Oh God.
It's dead.
Clearly, it's dead.
Right. Just keep walking.
That's what we call a barbecue that's gone wrong. Yeehaw. I can't.
All right, then what's your professional opinion, leader?
We'll stop in place, go back and take a closer look. Can I tell that you said this is a charred body?
Yes. You can please roll an investigation at advantage.
Sweet. Wait, how do I?
Shift click.
I have a -1 to it.
So did I.
So with an 18, as you investigate the body, this body has been charred. It's not necessarily that it's been charred. but it's been melted away with poison and acid, probably from the green dragon attack from over 500 years ago. Oh. With that investigation check, however, we'll actually notice that whatever was remained of this body seemed to have been tampered with after the fact, as any sort of nutrition or organs or anything within the body itself seems to have been absorbed from it. So even though this thing was charred, it is a husked corpse.
I don't even know how to phrase this.
Like, Gore is still just like kind of like arms crossed, like, well, go on.
It seems that this one was scorched by a dragon, but that doesn't tell the whole story. Something down here, I presume, is feeding off of it, absorbing its essence or whatever's left of it.
I'll stand back up and keep marching. Kind of like a ha.
Yeah, Gorm is just like, oh, you win this round.
Something's up with this floor here.
I step.
Bronn steps through. Bronn, please give me a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution.
Our fearless leader.
So brave.
give a
Oh my
fuck.
god!
Brave.
Yeah.
The light protects!
He reaches down and eats some of it. That's how confident he is.
You'll actually feel your boots begin to almost dissolve away. Not as if it's being dissolved by acid, but rapidly deteriorating from necrotic energies. Fortunately, the light is at your side. Such pathetic magics. You need not concern you.
I'll quickly finish the steps and give a hand like to stop everybody.
Be careful. Something's not right here. This is necrotic energy. It's burning away at my
Attire, and I look at the sole of my boots, which were just shined.
cross quickly. If you have a way over, then I suggest you take it.
And I'll wait at the other side.
I'm gonna take a running leap.
Okay. Give me an athletics or acrobatics.
Whoa, come on.
All right. You run and take a leap. Even though you still land over it, you safely learn that running through this makes it so that you don't spend enough time within whatever this puddle is to actually do anything of negative impact.
Oh. I guess you could just run through it if you're fast enough. Let me get out of the way.
I'll do the same.
Oh, go over to Hierophant. You might have to hoist the child.
He just runs through it.
The child is
Oh, never
already
mind.
through.
They are fast. Onward then. Wah!
I like back up and kind of stamp my feet like a bull.
Oh, big robot,
And
here we go.
And then I just do a brisk walking pace with no fanfare. And just
Bronn will nod.
Glad to see everyone make it through safely.
Let's see this next patch, and he's gonna take from their book. Hup, 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 hup.
Up, 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 up.
Hup.
Now you can hear the squelching and the echoing of this. I need everyone at this point. Full.
I slowly look up like that one scene in the sort of Lord of the Rings where they see the big spider.
Nice. Nice.
Mr. Frodo.
As what I can only describe is this gelatinous black slime from on top of the ceiling just squished down onto the ground. And as it forms back up, the various corpses and minutia and skeletons begin to peek out forward.
Ooh.
Yes. I love slimes. Oh, I love slimes. I'm sorry.
I love slime.
I love slimes in D&D. They make me happy.
What if it was a slime girl?
Isn't that Carly an Unearthed Arcana?
Yes, actually.
Yes, actually. All right, give me 1 second, please.
1.
Dude!
Dude.
All right. All
man.
right. So, a couple of things of note before we begin. You have entered into what is a dangerous encounter. This isn't a standard enemy, which means that it has a variety of mechanics. Sometimes this includes multiple initiatives, as well as some traits that it has. This is more a simplified version to let you guys get more comfortable with the scan mechanic. Now, I don't expect you guys to finish the fight this session, but I figure a little introduction in order to see exactly what combat is like in IO, since we do have a couple of new people here. You guys may be familiar with it. The scan mechanic, what it is, there's no check required. Instead, you dedicate your bonus action to scan over the enemy. By scanning over the enemy, I will give you a list of traits, but also a list of turns. Usually dangerous encounters like this have multiple turns, and they go on set initiative points. So you will actually notice in the initiative order itself, the enemy nowhere to be found in the initiative, and that's because you have not learned when these turns go off. You'll simply know when it activates during that. You have to spend your bonus action to learn more of the enemy. After you've learned 3 traits, you can start asking for meta information like hit points, what kind of attacks it can do, things like that. This gives you a chance to learn more about the fight and how to ensure success. There'll be other mechanics we'll be able to go over as well. But yeah, so one more thing I got to do.
Sorry, my cat is going nuts. I don't know why.
No worries.
No, it's fine. My borkers are going off right now too.
It's my
Fine,
voice,
close.
isn't it? I'm so sorry.
No,
he wants
been a
food.
raccoon. There's been a raccoon in my area, and my golden retriever is like, I want to be friends with it.
Again, I'm sorry about my voice.
Yeah, so it's
Stop trying to be friends with my dog, Brett. Stop trying to be friends with my dog.
My dog's sleeping on a beanbag.
Hold on. I ain't doing a thing. Doing a thing. I'm doing a thing.
She's the type of dog that's trying to be friends with like coyotes before, so I worry for her.
Oh god. Well, a good thing about coyotes is they're pretty much the biggest like are you dead? Oh, I don't want to talk to you. Excuse me. There's a couple of things. Got to.
I kiss the slime. That's my action, my reaction, my
You're
bonus
dead.
action.
You're dead.
No!
Sha-la-la-la-la-la, my oh my, you know that it is time. You gotta kiss the slime.
No, whoa.
Guys, if we harvest in the right way, we can start a slime ASMR channel. That's what our new city's known for, is slime. We can sell it. We can sell it.
We can sell the slime.
We can sell it at the Waffle House.
All right.
Hello, welcome to Waffle House. Have your
slime
complimentary
of the waffle.
slime.
Let
It's
us
toy.
begin. So first, I'm going to begin. The slime goes first.
We have a
Yep.
variety of
Yep.
Yeah, this music is crazy. Is this the final boss?
Yep. 1d5.
It's the first boss in a Dark Souls that you're supposed to lose to.
Oh, good. Campaign over then.
Yeah, this will be the fight.
Oh shit.
Okay. Roll.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll a 1d5. No reason. All right, Avery, it's your turn.
I'm going to use a round to prepare stuff because I'm that kind of character where I can't attack first round. I'm going to use my channel divinity, which pretty much just lets me add my charisma modifier to my hits with my weapon.
Okay.
And then I'm also going to use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on the slime.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And then that will be it for me.
All right. Bronn.
Hell yeah. I will declare my vow of enmity upon this creature with my bonus action.
Okay.
So I gain advantage on attack rolls against it for 1 minute or until it's dead.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna get an attack at advantage until it's dead.
All right. Let's see it.
And yeah. Slam.
That.
Slam.
They both hit.
Let's go. Roll damage.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So. Oh, is that radiant damage I see?
I was so confused. I didn't know that was there. I was like, why is the 2? Why is the 2? I fucked up.
Why is 2? Why is 2?
1d8. Yeah. What are you? Where's your radiant damage coming from?
I think I get that as part of level 10. Let me check. It's improved divine smite. I don't remember what level. It's either 10 or 11. Whenever I hit him with a melee weapon, the target takes an extra 1d8. It's just that's just it.
All right. Now it's time to introduce our new players to a new mechanic. With your radiant energy, this necrotic ooze responds by recoiling in pain and terror, exposing a weakness. So, you have added 1 vulnerability stack.
Oh, shit.
So, the way vulnerability stacks work in IO, before you attack, you can declare that you're going to spend a vulnerability stack. If you do, and your attack successfully hits, that source of damage is doubled, spending the vulnerability stack. Does that make sense?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Also, just remembered one other thing. God, I'm gonna be crazy. On rolls of just triple checking. On rolls of 1 or 2 on damage dice with melee weapons, I can re-roll.
Yeah.
Because I have great weapon fighting.
That
so
is right.
I have rolled a 2 and a 1, so I'm gonna roll another 2d6.
Okay. So roll 2d6. I'll subtract 3 from whatever you roll. All right. That's 7 more damage.
Damn.
Nice.
I think the macro actually does it for you because if you hover over it, it looks like it's a 2d6, but you can't. But if you roll like a 2 or lower, then it re-rolls, and you re-rolled into a 1.
It's 2d6 re-roll under 2.
Yeah, unless you're dealing 3d6 damage on that.
And that's why it re-rolled into a 1, so it made it a 6 plus 6, and that's why it's 12.
I don't know how the fucking website works, but I guess that makes sense. Okay.
It'll just apparently
Yeah, it's
auto
because
it.
you re-roll it, but you have to keep the re-roll. So it re-rolled a 2 into a 1.
I mean, that's great news for me. Less fucking manual rolling. Okay. So 2 became 1. Good enough.
All right.
So nothing.
It's like the fusion dance.
Okay. So that was your action. Did you spend your bonus action yet?
Yeah, my bonus action was the vow.
Okay.
And
You
I
moved?
moved over to it, and I'll probably just stay here, man. Whatever.
All right. So, just real quick, I'm gonna slap that grid on so you guys know exactly what you're planning for.
Nice.
Okay. Lyle, it is now your turn.
Wait, did you roll the damage for the second attack? You get 2.
Oh yeah, roll the damage for the second attack.
Oh my god. I get 2 attacks? This guy's crazy.
At level 5, man.
This guy's insane.
We all have that.
What the hell? Why does Brett let you have 2 attacks?
All right. Lyle, it is now your turn.
All right. I am going to, as my action, I'm gonna cast a spell.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast one of the spells that I got from taking Magic Initiate. I'm gonna cast Firebolt.
Ooh, that hits.
Does an 11 hit? Okay,
It
thank
does.
God.
Ooh, Yugi boy.
Oh,
17 fire damage.
Baby.
Blammo!
yep, that'll hit.
I will then use my bonus action to do that fancy scan thing you talked about.
Ooh, all right. So by spending a bonus action, you don't have to do a check. You immediately get to learn something. Completely up to you. Here are the following traits that you can learn, and I'll type them out for you in chat. This creature has the following. For traits, it has blind sense, vulnerability. Don't mind my misspelling. Condition immunities, damage immunities, and then this creature takes 2 turns in a round, a phase turn and an action turn. If you decide to pick one of the turns, I'll tell you exactly what happens on that turn, what the initiative is, and place the initiative on the board once you learn what that turn is.
Let's learn about vulnerability, seeing as he just got a stack of it.
Excellent. Vulnerability is as following. The first source of radiant damage dealt this turn adds 1 vulnerability stack. Which means...
What do vulnerability stacks do?
Just to repeat what I said earlier, this creature currently has 1 vulnerability stack. Do you see the one that's above the creature? Yeah. So when you attack, before you roll to see if you're successful or not, you say, I would like to spend a vulnerability stack. If you are successful at the attack, you deal double damage from that source.
Ooh, okay.
And that spends the vulnerability stack.
So that's for the big damage.
Imagine that as little tokens that you can go ahead and cash in.
It's like a on-demand crit.
That is correct. Also, but the cool thing is, if you roll into a crit, well, that's a double fucking crit. But if you miss, which means like if you go for an attack, if it's a hit or not, and you go for the attack and it misses completely, it does not spend the vulnerability stack.
Nice. Got it.
But as a party, you kind of like want to like plot and plan who spends the vulnerability stack.
Yeah.
Okay. But keep in mind, it's the first source of radiant damage dealt this turn adds vulnerability stack, and there was already 1 one radiant stack done. Yeah.
I'm jamming. I miss combat complexity in my D&D. Here we fucking go.
All right.
That's my turn.
Okay. Gore, it is now your turn.
I'm gonna take that bonus action to scan it for its, let's see, damage immunities.
All right, damage immunities are as follows: acid, cold, lightning, and slashing.
Great, I can still punch it.
Yeah, you can.
I'm gonna move right up next to Bronn here, and then I'm going to punch.
Okay. That hits.
Hit it very hard.
Hit it very hard.
Damage.
All right. 5 points of damage.
Wait, attack. Oh wait, do I get 2 attacks at my level?
Yes. If you have extra attack, then yeah.
Let's do it.
That hits. Dealing 6 points of damage as you begin to beat this slime into submission. You kind of see like the spines and skulls and bones are just poking out of this acidic abomination.
Okay, and I already used my bonus action. All right, so yeah, I'm good.
All right. Hierophant, it is now your turn.
Very satisfying punching bag.
I am not very exciting. I am going to cast Sacred Flame on this,
Okay.
seeing its slow movements. So it has to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Hey, let's see what happens.
Stick.
So dexterous.
The slime
It
teleports
wiggles and
behind
then
you.
catches fire.
Dealing
not terrible.
9 points of radiant damage.
Yeah.
About average.
And then for my bonus action, I am going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay.
My staff will disappear from my hand, like vanish, and then just be recomputerized as like an ethereal form next to Gore. And it will attack. It's flavor, it doesn't do anything, but...
Oh, it prepares itself for attack?
Yeah. Well, it just disappears.
I think it attacks when you cast it.
You get an attack when you cast it, yeah.
Okay, what's the weapon?
It is my staff, basically. For flavor, my staff just teleports into place, but it's like ethereal instead.
I like it, and that's why I'm throwing that bad boy down. All right.
And then...
You have control. You have control
hit.
of the staff. That hits for 6 points of force damage.
And that is my turn as I stay in place and just keep an eye out and say,
if you are harmed, let me know.
All right. Is that where you want the staff, by the way? Feel free to move it wherever you would have cast it.
It doesn't matter. It can't flank or anything, so it's fine just as long as it's within 5 feet.
All right. So at the end of the round, the necrotic creature will attack. Looking over at what recently punched it, you will see this necrotic pseudopod lash out in an attempt to hit Gore. 21 to hit.
That hits.
It's going to deal the following. 12 points of bludgeoning damage with 25 necrotic damage.
Yikes. Mama.
Mama! Woo! All right, so... So 117. Did you maximize your rolls for your hit points?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just making sure before I start.
Oh, I'm back up to max. I thought I still took damage from inflict wounds earlier.
Oh no, that was a few days ago.
Oh, that was like a week ago. You're at full health. Yeah.
You slept that off, my man.
Yeah, you good, dude.
All right, so that's it's 37 damage.
37 damage total. That is correct.
Oh wait.
You're at 117. I took the tough feat for extra health. You are a beast.
I've got +3 to Constitution.
That'll do. All right, so now you're at 80. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right. So at the end of its round, it's going to take another round and attack Bronn. 15 to hit Bronn.
No.
All right. And at the end of its round, it's going to take another round and move over, leaving melee over to the boy. It leaves, at that point, it leaves Gore's melee range.
So I would like to take the attack of opportunity.
Do it.
$14 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
6 points of bludgeoning damage. And then...
oh, it's a reaction. Never mind. Can't take a bonus action.
Yep, that's correct. And then it's going to pseudopod over at Avery. 21 to hit.
Meets.
All right. Dealing 42 points of damage.
Oh, this sweet summer child.
My boy!
My boy!
He looks behind him and says, I'm hurt.
All right. Avery's at 32 health.
I shouldn't be. Wait, what? I'm not at 75. It wasn't changed on my character sheet. One sec, I got it.
Yeah, let me know what your hit points turns into, and then I will
what was
subtract
it? Was 42. I should be at 64 health.
Okay. I shall set you to 64, and then you'll handle your max hit points, correct?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. I'll put you 64 on the token. Skadoosh. All right. And with that, the first turn of combat ends. At the top of the round, I'm just going to roll a number for no reason. Excellent. Avery, it's now your turn.
You motherfucker, that number's how many extra attacks you get. That's fun. Oh boy. Okay, so weird question.
Yes.
We have 3 paladins, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Who gets the default aura? Is it because I don't think our auras stack?
They do not.
You can only benefit from one, but I think if you're in the range of multiple, you get to choose which.
Okay, so what are your aura boys? Just like for future note.
I
Actually,
think these two have the same aura because they're both.
Yeah, because we're both
vengeance.
Vengeance Paladins.
I'm sorry to interrupt. We are actually at time, and I don't want to push it any further for session 1. Yeah, so we're gonna leave that on pause and say that is the wrap up for the first session.
What a
Bronn.
cliffhanger! Whoa!
As I roll the 5 for no reason. Smile.
Not at all.
Not at all. But yeah, that is the first session of Bronn. Thank you guys so much.
Wow, wow, wow.
Owie wow.
That's my name.
That's my name. You guys,
Their names are named after me.
did you guys have fun? You guys enjoy yourself? Good session? Good.
Yeah.
Dude.
I feel like a god.
Oh, man. Oh. Brett, I was going to tell you after session 0, but like, man, all of the shit that you've made for like IO, it's so fucking impressive, man.
The maps are very impressive, yeah.
I'm so excited.
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to make a sandbox world. That's all it is to it. I just want to make a sandbox for you guys to play in. That's D&D to me. That's always been my, like, God, this is what I think D&D should be in. Just let the players do whatever the fuck they want. And there's a lot of enjoyment to that. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. And I hope that
I'm definitely saving a changeling for phase 3.
Hell yes. Perfect.
And you know the scan's a good mechanic when I see his abilities and I say, dang it, he doesn't have more crazy stuff for me to discover.
Yeah, the cool thing about scan as well, unless if you do not see condition immunities, damage immunities, vulnerabilities, etc., that means the creature doesn't have that. So you never have to worry about, does this creature have vulnerabilities? If you don't see it in the list of scans, that means there's nothing for you to worry about.
That's useful, actually,
Yes.
knowing if it has no vulnerabilities.
Is it possible to get a handout of that information as we learn it?
Yeah, sure.
Reference?
Oh, yeah. Are you talking about as you like learn the traits, you mean, or do you mean just like the mechanic itself?
Yeah, and also just as we learn the traits too. Just because I was trying to keep notes and I was like, oh, I can't keep up with this. I'm gonna have to probably just
I can
ask
note
after
take
the
it
fact.
in the Discord.
Yeah, for harder fights we usually do like just
Someone will be a
jot it down,
note
like-
keeper.
Yeah, I can note keeper it in the Discord.
Also,
Yeah,
if it does help, if you look on the Roll20 chat, I actually link whenever you learn stuff. So you'll actually see I typed out all the things that you can learn, and then I actually link what that does in Roll20, so you don't have to worry about, hold on, let me type that out. It's there is
easy
a
to do it in
location.
the Discord because it's copy paste.
Yeah,
and then we don't lose it in all the different abilities that are happening after the fact.
So what
too.
I'll do is I'll link it here, and then I'll just copy and paste it into Roll20, and then you guys can figure out how that works. Does that work for you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I want to make sure I know what the hell's
that
going on because I was like, I'm thumbs up.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. So we got a little bit of art.
Heck yes!
We did
Fnart
it.
already, dude?
We got fart.
We got fart, dude.
I call it Fnart.
Fart with
just
reverb
to avoid
already,
fart.
dude?
Also, the reason why I was asking for the Pally Boys is for whose bonus we're taking, so your charisma modifiers for like
Mine's-
spell saves.
Mine's only +2, so.
Mine's +3.
I also am +3.
Everyone thought fishing was gonna happen this session.
We didn't make it to the bridge yet.
Oh, we need water and provisions for the men who are. Where are you going with that fish and tackle? Okay.
I will.
No.
I will say to pat it on my own back. If you were looking on the map, I did include the lake over at Haven.
Yeah, I saw the
I
lake.
did see it.
Let's go!
Just saying.
Oh, is that a carrot in front of my face? Ooh.
I like the covered wagon with the logo on it.
I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
My boy.
The boy.
Avery.
I'm also
My
sharing.
dunks, baby
I'm also
boy.
screen sharing if you want it in the real time.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
in the real.
Significantly easier to.
Yeah, if you want it in the real time. Punch me. Hell yeah. Look at that.
That's a good Hierophant. Thank you.
One day I will teach Avery to box.
What the?
Dude, I'm addicted in.
He fell into Undertale.
What the?
Yeah.
No, Abby, no.
I like the human
Oh,
like
brooding,
what is it?
yes.
Anthropomorphized version of the cowboy flump.
Broad,
I like that art style. That's very nice.
That's good. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Dyer's awesome. Everyone's
really
really
good.
good with their for all
You
that
use
fan
just
art
the
today.
right amount of lines. I like that. I like artists who are just like just enough lines, just exactly what we need.
to tell the story.
Yep.
Not
Your
It's just in
brain,
the
your brain
hair.
fills in the rest.
Yeah, no, like the hair looks like that's so good.
All right. Well, that's a wrap. Thank you so much. Hopefully the internet will be a little more stable next week. We'll see. I'll give my ISP a conversation.
My boys down there, or
Yeah,
what's
no,
up,
no,
man?
no,
You
it's
got a
all
problem with ISP?
You want
So,
me to
no,
call someone and complain?
No. So
Yeah, that was my phone, by the way.
the problem is
Sorry, go ahead.
no. I'll say the problem is the technicians come out, but it's this weird fucking hierarchy where the tech's like, well, we can't really talk to the maintenance unless we know everything's been replaced. So and that's what they did. They replaced the wires, they replaced everything, and now I have to call back and be like, didn't do it. And they even see the mess of the area, and they're like, we gotta make sure everything's good, otherwise maintenance won't do anything. And I'm like, hey, that's really cool. Is this why I got business internet, Smile? So, anyways, I'm not gonna bitch anymore, but hopefully I'll give him a call. And it's the holiday this week, so it may be a little bit
Oh
delayed.
yeah. It's Turkey Day for you guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Turkey
eat
Day.
the fuck out of some turkey, dude.
I got a question about this battle and the fact that it's kind of ending on a cliffhanger.
Yes.
By the time we get out of this hole, is the next thing gonna be built?
Yeah, so we'll do a little that's a good question. So what will happen is you'll probably leave the hole, and then it will do a couple of more like checks and balances what you guys are gonna do. We'll do a little bit of a time skip at that point. I'll reveal the new map. So go on. Yes, please.
Does each person get to decide on a thing, or is as a group we decide what gets
We
built?
decide on one
As a group, what you guys would like to build next. So actually, that's a good question. Bronn did mention that there needs to be like a center ground, almost like a main fort, almost like a town hall where people can rest and do that.
Yeah,
I
I
had
think rebuilding that big
things.
tavern that he opened that was like, this is our base now.
Is that
House.
is that what you guys would like to do, or is there something else that you would like to build? Keep in
I
mind.
had
Oh,
for
go on.
3 things, more or less like value, but secure fresh and clean food and water was first, but we're in the well, which is what we're doing. Personal one I had was Interni Dead, but I think making barracks or lodgings would be, at least in my opinion, the most important thing at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
That's what it's for, yeah. That center building. So it'll be like
turn that big center building into like a barracks.
Yeah, until we have multiple places set up for multiple people, it's gonna be welcome to Together Living. We just did it for 2 weeks on the on the
ship.
airship. Yeah. So
Gora.
At least here you can go outside.
Gora wants an ale house, but he knows he's gonna be outvoted on that.
So, barracks will be the next thing that gets built. Does that sound good? Because as far as defenses and clean food / water goes, that is assumed by default. Like essentially the things that you need to survive, that will all automatically be built. So this is more of just like, what are the extras?
yeah, so it'll be barracks, but then like a table for operations and meetings and planning, like just smack.
Oh, we getting a table with a map on it?
We getting a table with a map on it.
Oh,
baby.
you're getting a table with a map on it.
You
You're getting a
have
table.
Tiny flags. Tiny flags.
Tiny flags on
Sorry?
the map?
Tiny
Yep.
flags and
We
like
need it when we're going out to fight the Lich Dragon. I want you to stab a knife in that map.
Yeah, you fucking
your
bet your ass
mission-
I
Hell yeah.
One of the
You
artisans
bet
just
your
gonna come in
ass
and be
I
like,
will.
"Come on, man! I just built that table."
Okay, I got a big question.
2 weeks to draw that map.
I got a big question. Who's setting up the community Minecraft server?
Oh my god.
It's not a proper civilization without a proper community Minecraft server. I want to
Definitely
grief
you,
Bronn.
Mr. 15-year-old boy.
I am a 15-year-old boy. I want to play Minecraft and I want to grief Bronn. I want to grief his house.
All right, so call out to the fan artist if we can get a Bronn Minecraft skin. I will
God.
I will slap that on and we'll do a screenshot of Bronn with the skin.
We also need one. We also need one of Avery burning down Bronn's house.
Yeah.
Yes, excellent. What's the chain of events that are going to happen at the beginning of next session? You guys are going to finish your fight with the necrotic sludge, depending on what sort of aftermath happens after that, the reaction of that. And then I'll probably give you guys a chance to be like, is there anything else that you guys would want to do while you're setting things up? Because the first couple of weeks is definitely going to be a lot of like minutia, a lot of setting up, and then getting that project off the ground, which would be the barracks. And then you'll do that. We'll after you leave the cave, we'll do a 2-week time skip. And then we will be able to resume on with session 2. Does that sound good there?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, then I will see you all next Tuesday, 7 p.m. EST.
All right, I'm gonna hop out. Thank you for the game.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. You guys have fun? That was a good session. Again, sorry for the random disconnections, but I appreciate everyone that did stay out there. Hi, everybody. Hello, my name is BrettUltimus. I run the World of Io D&D series. Brett, is there goblins tomorrow? Nope. There is no D&D Wednesday. There is no D&D Thursday. And I'm going to tell you something right now. If you head on over to the Discord channel, we have a weekly scheduled channel that you can look and see if we are running a campaign that day. I say, if you see anything else that other than the campaign title, we are not doing it there. So head on over to the Discord. But yes, my name is BrettUltimus. I run the World of Io series. Welcome, one, welcome all. If this is your first time at a World of Io campaign, welcome. Bronn is not necessarily a good campaign to start off with. There's a lot of lore. There's a lot of things that have happened in other campaigns that may sort of like spoil you to other campaigns that are going on. So please check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/World of Io, where you can go ahead and check out all of the World of Io campaign series and settings and everything like that to see what everything is like over there. I upload VODs very frequently over there, typically anywhere between 2 to 3 days, assuming YouTube's got their processing together. I highly recommend watching the VODs over on the YouTube channel, over the Twitch channel, just because Twitch gives you a lot of ads that you have absolutely no control over. And I get a sizable amount of ad revenue when it comes to the YouTube channel. So it is a great way to support the World of Io without having to pay a dime. I got the YouTube over there, and yeah, absolutely. Also, for those that are asking where's a good place to start, head over to the Discord. We have an introduction channel that gives you all the breakdowns of the campaigns we run. And on YouTube, we have a Master IO playlist for the Brave and the Bold that is released in chronological order. All the sessions in chronological order in one big master playlist. If you're feeling you're very pious and by the light, that's definitely where you're going to want to go and probably watch it like double the speed. If you'd like to go ahead and support the World of Io more financially, we have a Discord channel. Or not, sorry, we have a Patreon channel. My apologies. Patreon.com/World of Io. That is where I list up MP3s of campaigns, including art that is currently being worked on, and we're working on a lot of art. We're also including, starting in January and maybe even December, over on our level 10 tier, music previews of music that's being developed for Phase 3. At level 20, you guys actually get access to the Game Master notes, including the necrotic slime, which I will be posting once that is completed. For those that have been asking questions about maps, because of the tile sets that I use, I am unable to distribute the maps that you see in the World of Io. I am currently in the early works of assembling an artist team where we can make our own custom map assets. We don't have to worry about that. Once that gets done and we actually have our own custom maps and maps as assets, we will once again be releasing maps. But for now, map release is on hold. Ladies and gentlemen, are you a big frickin' nerd with so many ridges in your brain? Are you a wizard that likes to cast magic missile and explode things with fireball and just fool your friends with major image? Well, I got a little something for you. Head on over to the merch channel, www.BrettUltimus.com. We have just released new merch. That's right, brand new merch. The roleplay raccoon which has been role-playing as the big muscular fighter, is now role-playing as a wizard. Go ahead and get yourself some wizard merch. And if you are interested in the fighter merch, well, I got even better news for you. The Roleplay Rack Fighter merch is on sale, up to 50% off. And it's going to be on sale for the rest of this week, all the way through Sunday. At that point, it ends with a Black Friday sale, or what people are calling a Rack Friday sale. Go ahead and get yourself the new Mage merch, get yourself the discounted down Fighter merch. Your support in purchasing that merch is, merch that you buy goes into more merch. I definitely want to start going into IO merch at some point in time. So consider supporting. It's high quality merch. It's great. It supports me and everything that I do. Thank you very much for that. That's it. That's all we got for today. Thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow, we are not doing Goblins of IO. Instead, I'm going to be doing an IO development stream for an hour, kind of working on some things. I might work on more materials. I might talk a little bit more about the fishing system, the crafting system, all that stuff, and how everything works with that. And then we have a 2-hour sponsor segment with the game Marvel Strikers, I think it's called. Chat, if you can come on out and just hang out during that stream, I would greatly appreciate it. That sponsored segment is paving the way and helping me pay for all of the art assets and assets that we're currently building for Phase 3 of IO. So it was something that I wanted to pick up so I can continue to improve the budget of Phase 3. So please consider stopping by during that time. And then afterwards, more than likely, we'll have a chill factory or ractory stream in Satisfactory, where we'll chill, we'll hang out, we'll have what time is the stream? It'll be at 4 p.m. EST. You can also check the weekly schedule in the Discord. The weekly schedule in the Discord gives you all the information you need, chat. Go to weekly schedule. You'll see exactly what my schedule is. If it says open stream, that means I'm going to do whatever. But when I have a general idea what it is, that is where you want. If you want the most up-to-date information of what's happening that day or there it is. Ah, yes. Cool. Boy, I love it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you all hanging out. I will see you all tomorrow. And yeah, have yourselves a good joining session. I'm taking a quick peek. Let me see what we got. Yeah, you're free to go wherever the hell you want. Head on over. I'll see you all tomorrow, 4 p.m. EST, for an IO Dev stream along with sponsors. So much for watching. Bye-bye.